Hello and welcome to Funky Fox Gaming. I am back on Tacoma today, and in the last episode we explored what was it called? The bio area. That's that's the best I'm going to describe it. We discovered the crew's plan to try and survive the disaster that befell them, which was space debris hitting the oxygen tank and the communications. So in order to save their own lives, they were going to stick some of the non-essential crew, which was pretty much everybody but the engineer and the tech woman, into cryo, and then stick themselves into drone pods to make it to the nearest, I'm going to say planet, but I think it's actually the moon. Nobody's obviously happy about it, but you know, everybody was willing to do it, except for the buyer guy, whose name I'm forgetting. Is his name Andrew? So Andrew wasn't too happy about it. But in the meantime, Sarah, despite having a panic attack in the botany area and the feed area, was giving these two, Evie and Clive, the check over to make sure that they were going to be safe to go in to the drones, while these two, Natalie and Roberta, were sorting out everything else. Essentially making sure that, I say safe, but that they were going to be able to survive the trip. Before we do this, let's recover this data.
Okay, Sarah. We'll see you over in Mech. As soon as everything's wrapped up here.
All right, good speed. Once more into the brute.
Right. What are you doing? Oh, so this is a message with Odin. Isn't having more data available to the pilot desirable? Yeah, but the raw nav data is formatted for the Zenith AI use, not. I'm going to assume humans. Bert's going to need to use this stuff in real time while she's at control, so something in navigation code in itself interpret the data and display its recommendation for auto manual inputs to the pilot. Explore the rose data for cross-reference if needed. Yes, I understand. Our version 2.212 of the manual derived navigation control software and something. Yeah. So I assume that's that, yeah. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it, I'm assuming. But I just wanted to say that I think you're a really good station admin, and no matter how I acted, I want you to know something. I'm not going to let you down. That's very sweet, Nat. I appreciate it. I need to something. See you on the other side. Oh, so at this point she's in? She's in cryo? Ah, yes. So it looks like Clive and Evie are in the cryopods. That's failed, and that's failed. Okay.
What?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about how Evie and Clive are already in deep freeze. Did you read the message they sent?
Yeah. Why are we going into the supply closet?
I got to talk to them a little bit right before Sarah took them down to cryo, and Evie was being so encouraging. They're putting all their faith in us, but
But what?
right before they turned to go, just for a second, they look so worried.
Oh, baby.
The clock is ticking. And I just keep thinking, what if the last time they saw each other is the last time they'll ever see each other?
Don't think about that.
How can I? How can you not think about it?
So, you know the concept of partitioning from early century computing.
Yeah, I think so.
So, you have a data drive. Maybe one partition was your operating system, and the other one was like general data storage. And maybe you'd partition part of the drive off to contain something that might be unstable that you otherwise kind of, wanted not to interfere with anything else. There are certain things that are gonna help us get this done, but some things, they need to be partitioned off. Because thinking about them isn't gonna help us.
But you're thinking about us, at least, aren't you?
Yeah. And when I do let myself start thinking about how there's a possibility this is the last of our time together too,
Matt?
then I start thinking we should really make the most of it.
That's cute in a really horny way. It's a lot of allergy relief tablets. Okay, so she's gonna have the key for this, so it'll be in her room somewhere, I think. So that leaves. So start this again.
Okay, Sarah. We'll see you over in Mech. Soon as everything's wrapped up here.
Alright, good speed.
So you recovering. Tacoma's remaining something. To everyone left awake on Tacoma Station, I've added a tracking widget to all crew desktops. It displays a pretty accurate estimate of how much breathable air remains on the station. Following the algae bloom and Evie and Clive going into cryo, that counter should give you a pretty good idea of how much oxygen is left, I'm going to assume. Keep an eye on it and good luck, stay safe, something. Hey ladies, your scans look good. You're cleared for cryo. If, God forbid, something into the pods, attaching same standard instructions are sent along to Evie and Clive. In the case of a medical emergency, when surgical or other required medical facilities, something, temporary cryogenic suspension until you can be transported for treatment, here is a quick look at something. Medical staff will scan you and determine an appropriate regimen of fluids to be administered by intravenous. Something, dosage of diuretics and laxatives, and given time for your body to react to them before. Okay, so they need to evacuate themselves before going into cryo. Medical staff will guide you as you enter the cryogenic device. If the cryogenic facilities at your location are in microgravity, medical staff will have a special training to something. So they've both failed as well.
Oh, Odin. Did I do the right thing?
In what regard?
Does Nat deserve to know what her odds are if she ends up going into cryo?
I believe that you have made a decision with both Roberta and Natalie's best interests at heart.
Above all, do no harm. If we do make it out of this thing, Nat's going to have to find out I didn't tell her everything at some point.
I believe that is a bridge to be crossed at a later date. Andrew is here for his exam.
Oh, send him in.
Uh,
So you showed up for your exam.
I did.
So does that mean you've decided to...
What's gonna happen to us, Sarah?
What? Well, Bert and Nat are going to fix up the drone with life support, and then we're...
No. I mean... What if things don't work out? And we're still stuck in cryo?
Oh. Well, when you go into stabilizing sleep, it feels just like any other sleep, really. The body effectively goes into a controlled hypothermic coma.
Do you dream?
Sometimes. Sometimes very intense dreams.
And then what?
After a certain amount of time, your body slows down too much, things start shutting down, you don't wake back up.
It doesn't hurt.
No.
Do you think Bert and Nat can get it done?
I do.
Then I'll just have to trust your professional opinion and do my part. It's been good working with you, Doc. I'm ready for my exam.
Not the best thing for him to hear when he's nervous about, well, everything. Key. Let's put you on there for a second and let's read this. February 20th. Honestly, most of the pain has faded, but I can't say that I don't still feel guilty. It's just duller than it used to be, but it's still there all the time. Odin says this counts as grief, even though I never knew the patient when he was alive. I don't know how doctors deal with this. A lot of them have to, don't they? Most of them? Gum and nail polish. Okay. Well, let's just have a look at the workstation. Is this still an advert for... Yeah. Bioscan record pin updated. That's Maddie. Thank you for updating your crew AR bioscan record access code. Please enter a code reminder of the phrase for your future reference. Graduation. So it could be 2482 if she graduated the same time she got the license. We would like to remind you that while your posting contract on Lunar Transfer Station Tacoma is currently up for renewal, there will be many more posting options open to you if you were to accept personal responsibility for the incident of September 2nd, 2085, upon the Fountain of Paradise. As you know, the court case has been settled, so there will be no further negative impact on you, and your opportunities with Venturis would be significantly improved. So, something happened on another venture that she's refusing to take responsibility for. Whether it's her fault or not, I don't know. Oh, the key's down there. Okay. I'm going to say, where did that key go? Ah, graduation. 2080, I'm guessing. Because there's no full day on there. This way. So what is in here? Hello. Ventura settled with family of spaceport victim. Following a lengthy and independent investigation and court case, the Venturis Corporation has reached a settlement with the family of Jaden Jeremiah Pratt, who died during surgery for a fractured femur following an accident aboard Venturis' Fountain of Paradise spaceport on September 2nd, 2085. The value of the settlement was undisclosed. As part of the settlement's terms, Venturis admitted no wrongdoing in the death of Mr. Pratt. However, significant public relations damage was already done by the incident, while OCEP's independent investigation was inconclusive. The attending surgeon at the time of Mr. Pratt's death, Dr. Sarah Hasmadi, testified during multiple hearings that fault lay not in human error, but in the faulty judgment of Venturis' medical AI, Hecka. Following these claims and the lack of refutation by OCEP's investigation, investor confidence in the reliability of Venturis' AI offerings declined sharply and hasn't fully recovered since. Dr. Asmadi was transferred off the Fountain of Paradise spaceport shortly after the hearings began. Mr. Pratt was a popular travel and food writer, bringing his death and the subsequent hearing surrounding it added attention from the public. Both the Venturis Corporation and Mr. Pratt's family declined for comment on the story. Oh, okay. So, Venturis are basically wanting her to admit fault when it was actually the AI's fault, by the looks of it. I'm going to put this skull back on that skeleton in the closet because I have a feeling I'll get an achievement for it. In here. I did not, but now that looks really creepy. Hey. So Roberta's vitals. Everything looks good. She's 27. Blood pressure 140/90, so slightly high, I think. Not that I'm an expert in medical professional. Standard immuno antiviral schedule, A to C additive substances. Okay. Cryogenic risk none. Cryogenic stasis viability analysis. Patient exhibits no physical symptoms that might lead to injury or death following cryogenic stasis or revival. Physician should proceed with cryogenic procedures as appropriate. Everything looks good for Andrew. He's 41. Blood pressure 120/75. Is that low? So standard, no risk, no physical. And then let's have a look at Nat, who is 3. Ooh, a heart. So she's 125/81. Only 23. Heart murmur, probable mitral stenosis. The patient exhibits clear signs of cardiovascular abnormality. Heart murmur. This condition represents a severe risk of death during the cryogenic revival process. Expected probability of survival for the patient under this treatment is 18%. Patient is not recommended for cryogenic stasis. Physicians should consider alternative methods of treatment for this patient. But what? I wonder where the other two are. Cat. And lip balm. Okay, so I think I've seen everything in here. That's still really creepy. Just got relaxing sounds for herself. Okay, let's find out what Andrew had.
Okay, Sarah. We'll see you over in Mech.
As soon as everything's wrapped up here.
Alright, good speed. Once more into the breach. What?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about how Evie and Clive are already in deep freeze. Did you read the message they sent?
Here it comes. What you got to say for yourself? Dear Mark and Nicholas, I don't know how to say this, but something. Accident on the station, and if you're reading this, we weren't able to survive it. And I'm sorry. Nicholas, I'm sorry I won't be there to see you grow up to be the amazing man I already see you becoming. Mark, I'm sorry I won't be there to hold your hand as we grow old together, but don't forget me. Know that I loved you more than... I'm sorry, Odin. I can't do this right now. I'll finish this later. Stop dictation. Ooh. Station message with Roberta Williams. The drone was never meant to support human life. There's no air supply system, no onboard controls at all. There's not enough radiation shielding for human passengers. And I'm just going to have to figure out where to scavenge all that stuff from Tacoma in a way that won't break the station. And I hope that I can retrofit the drone to support human life long enough for me to manually pilot the 6 of us from Tacoma to the moon. So, I really need to get back to it. Sorry. Thanks for buying us a few more hours of oxygen with that algae thing, Andrew. Dear crew, I would rather not be writing this. Clive and I, something. Not why I wish I weren't signing these words. It is because, above all, I believe in this crew, and I wish I could be there to see you succeed in this. We have the right people to make our plan a reality. We will breathe fresh air again. We will see our families again. we will feel the earth pull again, together. For now, Clive and I will do our part and settle in cryo. Soon Andrew will join us. Sarah, Bert and Nat are all counting on you now. Something couldn't be in better hands. With love and gratitude, Eva St. James and Clive Siddiqui. While Ventura strives to ensure the safety of each of its contractors, occasionally accidents do happen. In the case that a contractor dies, transport of remains and funeral arrangements are paid for by Venturis. Loyalty and any additional Venturis accident insurance that the contractor is invested in are immediately transferred to the contractor's specified beneficiary. Compound loyalty continues to accrue until the end of the contract term, I would imagine. Stay safe up there, and something. It's everyone's job to keep the contractors and employees safe. So Andrew's preparing for the worst, essentially.
Odin, is Sarah ready for me?
I will tell her that you are here.
Okay. So I think that's it. Let's have a look at the personal quarters. I'd say there's a lot smaller than everybody else's so far. Oh, they haven't seen Roberta's and Nat's yet. Oh. Oh, it's only 22 as well. That looks pretty tasty. Unfortunately, the information you have requested is defined as classified by Venturis, so I'm unable to transmit it to you. I wish I could. I'm sorry, Sarah. It's okay, you don't have to apologize. I know you have your rules that you have to follow. I wonder if Nat could get at it. I cannot prevent you from approaching Natalie about this issue. I can advise you that doing so would violate the terms of her security clearance. Ah. No, on another facility. Like if she was malfunctioning, or if there had been anything wrong with her that people might not have known about. I could try looking in VT's tech error ticket backlog for any hits. Okay, Fountain of Paradise Medical AI, about 3 years ago. Ah, so she was getting Nat to have a look into what happened for her. Excited to take my first ever trip up to the space elevator in the Fountain of Paradise tomorrow. The glitz, the glamour, the zero-G is going to be incredible, and all thanks to you, my loyal supporters. But first, I spend the day in the hustle and bustle of Spaceport City, the lively jumble of improvised bungalows, grey market vendors, and of course those famous Singaporean food stalls that surround the space elevator's spectacular base tower. One last egg a day before I lift off from terra firma. Here we go. While toast takes the centre stage in this classic Singaporean street food name, the real star of the show is the pair of perfectly runny half-boiled eggs drizzled with slather and more good egg, and dip liberally in a soft something. It does look quite nice. she does yoga there. That's interesting. That is a very interesting pose. She must have been very good at yoga if she could do that. Wow. Looks like a poem, sort of. Oh, what's that say over there? Hi Sarah, so glad somebody wanted one of these beautiful orchids. Remember, not too much water, and just ask if you need guidance on the upkeep. Plant care tips, I'm here to help. Do look nice. Book of Changes by Ching. More relaxation stuff by the looks of it. Dear Sarah, we are thinking of you during this Ramadan, and I hope you are celebrating in your own way up there as well. Please give yourself permission to relax every once in a while during your posting. We love you, Mum and Dad. That's nice. I mean, could just be designed like that, but it doesn't look like she takes good care of plants, because that one's dead, and that one's dead. So I don't think that one stands much of a chance. Although considering it's been abandoned for 3 days, it's survived pretty well so far. Looking into AI. From this side that looks like a giant lipstick, but it's not. So Sarah was essentially looking for ways to clear a name. Find actual fault with the AI, rather than take the blame herself, which I don't blame her. I think that's going to be it for here. I think I've looked at everything. I'm surprised I didn't have anything for Evie and Clive though. Yeah, that seems to be it. So I should be able to get my thing back. Yep. My DS. Subcontract to Ferrier. Proceed immediately to the engineering module. Once AI data is transferred from all modules, you must also secure and return the AI's physical processing medium. The latter requirement is of highest priority. So I'm on that one, so it's at the very end then. Oh, it's cryogenics there. There's still people locked in. There's still 3 pods there. I wonder if they never made it out. I'm surprised they're still getting adverts for that, considering we found out that they've got no, where did that say allies? As I was saying, considering they've got no authority to build. So we've got network technology and mechanical engineering. There's some medical engineering. Looks like someone tried to wipe all the AR crew records from the station, but a few couldn't be deleted. System shows the ones left behind were being accessed at the time of the wipe. Luckily, even with the attempted data wipe, Odin appears to be mentally intact, just dormant. We're close to having a full picture of the data structure. Almost there. Be careful with that Odin brain. It's more mental processing power than Luxembourg. Seriously though, don't drop it. This is H again. Okay, bye. Let's... Okay, I can't actually go in there yet, so I'll have to go this way. Operation Moonshot status board. Evie in cryo, Clive in cryo, Nat manual control software ready, installing into drone, Andrew now in cryo, Bert, drone life support and manual control hardware ready, powering up drone, Sarah standing by as medical support for cryo procedures. Odin doing AI stuff. Margaret oh, that's the cat's name. Margaret Catwood, probably sleeping somewhere. Go team. Okay, I think this is a good place to stop, considering we are now in a new area. So there's a lot of things that have happened to this crew in one way or another. Seems to be where the people with a checkered past seem to go. So we've had Evie, who lost a sister and is in trouble with Venturis for requesting access. Clive got declined on other ships, so this was his only option. Not sure about Nat yet, but I'm assuming we'll find out more about her, but she seems to be ill. Andrew lost a hell of a lot of money. Oh, what? Like loyalty, I guess it is in this world. In the bungalow thing that Venturis set up. Sarah has been sort of half accused by Venturis of malpractice, but Sarah is refusing to admit to it and blames the AI that was there at the time, and Venturis aren't admitting to it, but they didn't also deny it in the court case. So that's why she's stationed here. So I'm assuming we're going to find something a little bit weird and wonderful about Nat and Bert, but we'll discover that next time. If you enjoyed this episode though, please like and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitch, which is linked in the description below. But for now, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.